Hello guys, we're here at the ULCS studio in Berlin and I'm standing with Mr. Style of ULCS, YamatoCannon. Hello, great games today. We actually thought you might pull out and win both games against G2. What went wrong for you guys?
I feel like both games looked very, very similar. G2 in the first game were ahead, but they threw the game and we got Nasher. The second game was very, very similar. We had the composition that got rolling, cast it in on the side, they can't really deal with it, and we had the Shen going as well. And eventually we just dove the tower and we died. So we lost Nasher as well. And I think with that in mind, the series overall was very competitive. So I'm very, very happy with the 1-1 result.
Do you go hard on players and it's like, guys, you shouldn't have thrown that game? What did you tell after the game to your team?
Well, in our case, I think coaching is very unique and how you should tell them things varies. But the first thing when I went on the stage, guys, I was like, just make sure that you understand that this game was in your hand. You had the game by its balls and then you kind of just threw it away. And that's something good to take with, Sure, we don't get the 3 points, but G2 is a great team. 1-1 is fine. And I told them, we threw the game like monkeys and it's fine. We move on.
So do you think that the fact that you could have won both games shows that G2 is not very solid first place right now, that other teams actually can contest the spot?
I think it's, solid or not, I think it's very clear that G2 is the best team in Europe. I think playing a competitive game against them is very important because, at the highest level, what differs two teams is a small mistake, and we showed that today. I think this was one of the better series that has been played in the ULCS in general, and I think at the highest level, in a best-of-2 scenario at least, you can take games from the best teams. Best-of-5 shows more higher level of consistency, so I think that's where G2 will shine even more.
Anyway, guys, you've been doing lately quite great. Do you feel that your team reached the spot where you're happy with it, that the improvement and all your hard work paid off?
I don't think I will ever be happy. If I'm happy at one point, it means I'm comfortable. If I'm comfortable, then I don't move forward. And I think comfort and happiness is, they are fluffy, fun words, but I don't care about this. We have a goal, and the goal is to improve. Our goal is not to get third place. Our goal is not to get first place. Our goal is to always, always improve. And I think, regardless of, for some reason, like maybe in one year we are first place in the world, the goal would still be the same, to improve. Nothing will ever change that.
But when do you give your players some rest and you say okay guys, let's chill? Is it when you go hunting your Pokemon or when?
I think there are moments for that too, but in the end this is business. In business there is no room for emotion, and it's hard to sometimes remove emotion from the equation. It's fine to be happy, it's fine to be sad sometimes, but in reality this is business. Stone cold business. You need to focus on what's in front of you, and that's improvement, and you're sure you can take a step back and enjoy what you've accomplished, because I remember I told the guys 1 week ago we had a bad set of scrims, and I just told them reflect on the past few months, because we have accomplished so much. They've changed so much as people, they've improved on so many things, and personally, of course, I'm very, very proud of them, and I think the progression we've made so far is amazing. And while I've said that and I've told them that and they're aware of the fact that I'm proud of them, we still have to focus on improving.
But this is a very different philosophy from, for example, unicorns who say we have to be happy, there is magic in this world, let's paint our hair pink, and they actually also have been performing really well. So do you think, because it's Coaches Week also, do you think from the perspective of a coach there are multiple ways to go, except for not only this serious stone cold business approach?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, coaching, depending on what kind of players you have, it's going to be very unique. You need to adjust to your players, and you need to fulfill the players' needs. I think, the unicorn of love approach, we can't know for sure what it really is, because we've only seen the outside, friendship, blah, blah, blah. If it's only friendship and blah, 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 I think it's complete garbage. But I don't think it's that simple. I think there's more to it. We can't know for sure how a team operates on the inside, but I think operating on friendship is the opposite of what I want to do. I'm telling you that this is business. It's stone cold, Friendship is fun and all, it makes things interesting, but in the end, every single player have a responsibility. We have a shared responsibility for each other as a team, and I think that's the way to go.
And now, going a little bit away from these serious League of Legends questions, There've been speculation in the scene that you wearing a turtleneck brings luck to your team. What you could say to that?
Well, I think the only thing my turtleneck brings to the team is sometimes on very warm days it's very sweaty. I think that's the only difference that happens. And if my body temperature changes the pick and ban, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I don't think I would read too much into it because I've lost games in my turtleneck as well. So, it's a fun anecdote to, oh, he's wearing the turtleneck. I'm happy that's going on because I'm a guy that likes all type of attention.
Talking about attention, recently a lot of attention has been around yours and YoungBuck's rivalry in the Pokémon Go stage. So tell me a little bit, is it really that competitive? And I've heard you guys been cooking each other's.
Well, me and YoungBuck, I think we are good buddies, In general, throughout the split, we've practiced a lot with each other, and I can see us as kind of practice partners at this point. And I think, generally speaking, I respect him and I respect G2 a lot because they indeed are the best team right now. And I think, in general, of course, I love competing against him. I think we showed that today. But, he did take my gym. That pissed me off. So I just rounded off my best buddies, around with their best Pokemons. We just drove by this fountain, which the gym was located, and we just smashed the gym up, and we just took control over it with our best Pokemons. And hopefully he's not going to come around again because then he's going to get smacked.